Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we are married relationship coaches. I'm Scent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 5, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to jump in and talk about Arris, and Jasmine.
Yeah. What about them?
So we already know I'm not a fan of Arris, right? And I think we're both not fans of Arris for different reasons.
Yeah.
He is like the prototype for this certain type of dude. And the things that he said, it's like it's scripted. It's like they send y'all to I don't know, like just player trying to be cool, all about sex. I want to womanize people, some sort of class. And then y'all deliver the same darn lines. And I think, like, some of y'all feel me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like the man that just must talk about sex, got to wiggle in some sort of sex talk in any conversation. One of the first things that they're going to ask is, what is your favorite sexual position? It's like, get a new book. They ask the same dumb stuff. And when the woman tries to pivot away from the conversation, the retort is, well, we're grown, we're adults. And I promise y'all, me and my husband have had this conversation about this type of man way before we ever saw Arris on here. And I promise I've said those same lines in talking about it because it's a school they go to. I'm telling y'all, it has to be, because it can't be that every man just comes up with these lines, the very same lines, mind you, on their own. Pisses me off. So anyway, I'll go ahead and jump into the episode.
Oh, I thought you already jumped.
I jumped ahead, but I didn't start at the beginning. But we're going to come back to it.
We're going to come back to
it.
All right, so Airris is going to feel the heat on this episode?
It's embarrassing at this point. He's 39 years old. Yeah. When do you, shift away from that just state of being? I don't know.
When you're forced to. He's not where he needs to be at 39 years old because he hasn't had to be. He's been able to get what he wants.
But I feel like nobody has to. At some point, as you get older, you make a choice.
Sometimes we have to feel the necessity to change. And if he's been able to engage with women and not have to be, let's just say, deeper, because right about now he's about as deep as a puddle. And so he's never had to go deeper, and he's been able to get everything he wants, and then when he gets tired of it, just kind of like throw it away, then why would he have to?
I don't know, but why is he here?
Now, that is a good question. Could it be for popularity, to get more women into his DMs? It could be a whole host of those type of things. But him actually wanting to be married and in the full facet of what it means to be a husband and to have a wife, he's not there for that. I haven't seen that in his character nor in anything that he said.
I won't say that. There are some things that he said that I could get behind, but then he kicked that whole pail of milk over and said what he said about the sex thing. So, I mean, they start off, they're happy enough, they're on their honeymoon, they're having breakfast. He seems to take issue with how much bacon Jasmine eats.
Yeah.
If you guys know, go ahead and chime in and let us know. Is he vegan or vegetarian? He can't be, right?
Because he ate
he ate some lobster. So he might be pescatarian or something. But he is not for the pork. No pork on his fork.
Lips that touch swine will never touch mine.
Well, he ain't trying to honor that at all. So they have a talk. Jasmine asks him why his previous relationships haven't worked, at which point he says he wasn't ready. He puts it on himself. He says that he maybe wasn't mature enough, it wasn't the right time, et cetera, but he's met some amazing people. He's been with some amazing women, and he wasn't ready.
I can kind of understand that. I think every lie has a smidgen of truth somewhere in it. And so I think that part was very truthful, that he was not ready. And he's still not
That's what
ready.
But do you think that he thinks he's ready? Or do you think that he knows good and well this isn't what he wants? Or is he just not attracted enough to her for it to push him into his readiness?
Yeah, I don't care who it was. I forgot who his celebrity crush was from last week, whoever that he said. But I don't care if it was her.
Lauren London?
Lauren London. I don't care. He's not ready. And so whoever they put in front of him, whoever comes into his orbit, he's eventually going to revert to traditional Arris. What's your favorite sex position? I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, because it's the topic of the hour.
Yeah.
Like, he's too much. She then turns around and says that in her relationships, in her previous relationships, she always walked away. She wasn't getting what she needed. She says she's a workaholic. Mm-hmm. To which I feel like, Arris was very supportive of her. And if you guys will remember, she let us know that her mom I think she has breast cancer. Mm-hmm. She was newly diagnosed with it. So she's just now going through treatment and things like that. And he very much, I think, appropriately offered his help with both mom, visiting her, taking her things, and even so much as walking them dogs that I know he's not thrilled about.
Yeah. All of that sounded really nice. It really did. Mm-hmm. Did he mean it?
So you think he's saying that just so he can get the draws?
You know what? I'm from the show me state. Let me see what you're talking about, right about now. Because like I've always said, that trust is earned. And in order for me to trust a person, you got to at least start to do some of those things, not just lip service. You have to do what you're saying that you're going to do. And
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, sadly, I don't really feel like he's going to have to do a whole bunch of convincing to get her to sleep with him. She seems very attracted to him. Yeah. They went snorkeling. Yeah. She's, commented about his beard. She don't want him to cut that beard, even though he almost drowned in the snorkeling thing. Because of it, she's attracted to him. I think she was talking about his chest. His shirt was off. Yeah. So she's feeling the, attraction for him. But then now we don't know if he's that attracted to her. But he's sure that's not going to stop him from... Two things. I think when she responded with her knowing when to walk away or walking away, not getting what she needed out of relationships. Mm-hmm. And then she went on to say, I guess her picker was broken or off or something. I don't think that that's the total answer. I think that there's a part that she plays in the relationships. Mm-hmm. And even if it's like now she is a wife, for all intents and purposes, Mm-hmm. Now she is a wife, but I can see her going through the steps of trying to be a wife, but yet you're a girlfriend, and doing all the things that a wife is supposed to do, so that this man could eventually see, oh wow, she has a great value. She is worth me being her husband and her being my wife. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of women it usually doesn't work out. Yeah. So we get to the famous dinner, I guess they were having. Mm-hmm. And she asks him innocently enough, what else do you want to know about me? And he has the audacity to sit back, get comfortable, open up his mouth and say, what's your favorite sexual position? To which it kind of almost makes her blush in a sense, She's like thrown off by that. She doesn't want to answer, And when she kind of pushes back, he makes a joke out of it. He turns around and then he's like, well, what's your favorite color? Right? She says lavender. He's like, well, did you know that women whose favorite color is lavender, favorite...
One track mind.
Right. Yeah. Their favorite sex position is downward dog. Like, really? You're just not going to let it go? Mm-mm. Then he goes on, which is the next thing. I mean, there's like they must have had a syllabus for this. Like, he went through each and every bullet point. Mm-hmm. It's like he had the book in his lap and was like, did I check off this one again? So now he shames her into not wanting to talk about it by saying, well, we're adults, we're grown. And like, why does it make you so uncomfortable? And, you know, she puts out her honest answer, like, I'm more reserved in that way. I'm more, you know, modest about that type of thing. Then he says, oh, that's giving, you know, class and a lady. I need you to be, can I say whore?
Yeah, that's
a whore.
That's a Bible word.
You know? I mean, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I understand that they're married.
Yeah.
And I understand that when the time is appropriate, you want to be able to engage in whatever sort of sexual activities you want to as a married couple. But you just met her. Mm-hmm. Now is not the time to push the issue. It will become appropriate at some point, but you can only move as fast as the slowest moving person in this relationship. And if she's saying, I'm not ready for that, why are you pushing it? It just feels so inappropriate. And based upon how he's interacting with her, I feel like I know how he's interacted with every other woman who he's dated.
Yeah.
And the reason he hasn't been in a serious relationship is because the women who will accept that are women who aren't requiring serious relationships.
No.
So he can get away with it.
No. And I think we got a little bit of pushback from her, but we haven't heard the clear-cut boundaries set.
She doesn't set boundaries.
And again, when she said her picker was broke, I think it's some things on her end, relationship-wise, of how she engages that kind of like continues the whole cycle of relationship in. And I think some of that is kind of like on her. But with him, it's just he hasn't had to mature. No one has held his feet to the fire. No one has held him accountable for any of those type of remarks or anything. He's able to say it, do it at will. There's no punishment, for it. So,
yeah, I mean, I wonder if there's anybody who would redirect him, like his cousin, for instance. Is she the type of person, or is his mom in his life to the point where they could say, like, this is not the way to respect somebody, treat somebody who you're supposed to hold in high regard?
Yeah.
I don't really give his cousin much credit for really checking him on anything, because she got like a weird cousin crush thing going on. But it would be great if he had a woman who he respected in his life who could curb that type of behavior, especially since Jasmine doesn't seem like she's got quite enough backbone to stand up to him for herself.
No, he's going through the process of objectifying women, and his plan is played out obviously in his past, and is playing out right now for us right on the show. And I really want Jasmine to set that boundary and set him straight, and to kind of like help him on that path of maturity, because right now, the worst thing she could ever do right now
is go ahead and give in. But she wants to. That's the thing. She wants to do it, and she's gonna do it.
Yeah.
She's not gonna leave that honeymoon the same woman that she came. It's gonna be some consummation happening on that honeymoon. Mark my words. Unless something disastrous happens, I don't see it. So I wanted to ask you about this. When they met up and they were, playing frisbee, I don't know who taught him how to throw a frisbee, but that was really pitiful. I'm not even gonna go there. But anyhow, when they were playing frisbee, he was talking about her family. She happened to, she's a lefty, and then she was like, oh, my whole family's a lefty, and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he was talking about her sister. She said her sister is like her pride and joy, her little sister. And he's like, well, what if she starts to like me more? And I'm like, what is he getting at? You know what I mean? And I think, I hope he was trying to deliver that innocently. But the way I look at Arris, it's hard for me to receive it. I'm like, is he trying to like, not smash the homies, but like smash the family? Like, what is going on? And, he remarks like, yeah, well, your mom already loves me and blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't think it was something inappropriate necessarily with mom, but if it's not like him being like one of those people who's like, oh, I can hit sisters or, whatever, could it be that he's kind of a manipulative person in that he'll backdoor what he wants by being like, well, I'm close to your family or I'm close to your friends. Like, you have no choice but to like me. You have no choice but to do what I want because your friends already like me. So it must be something wrong with you if you don't. I'm just wondering. I'm starting to think the worst, as y'all can tell, about Arris. And I don't know how far it goes in terms of him being a manipulator.
We don't know how far it goes. On that, I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Really?
On that, I am. And until I see a little bit more. If he's, like you say, he's trying to smash the sister and the mom or whatever, or just plain manipulate his way through certain situations. I haven't totally seen that yet. It could have been a really good foreshadow, the way the show sets things up, but I'm not 100%. So I'm gonna dial it back, and I'm gonna err on the side of caution on that one. I don't know.
All right. So finally, we get to the point of them talking and him revealing that he's never been in love. And that seems to be something of a red flag for Jasmine because he's been in, I think, a 1.5-year relationship and he's saying he wasn't in love with that person. She can't fathom it. That's not how she operates. But the question that she posed to him is, do you need to be in love to say yes at the end of this process? And, you know, you and I talked a little bit about this. I felt like I understood him. In him saying, I don't know, because I just think the process is so unique that you don't know what you're going to feel at the end. I would expect that even someone who has been in love before wouldn't necessarily expect themselves to be in love in 8 weeks. But maybe that's what you need. You know, maybe you do need to feel that to feel close enough to this person to commit for real at the end of that 8-week process. I have no idea. So in him saying he didn't know, I felt like that was a genuine answer, but you felt like it wasn't.
No, I thought it was a bit of a cop-out. I do think he has some type of idea on what he needs to think and or feel at the end of the 8 weeks on if he's going to continue in the marriage or not. It's very hard for me to believe that anyone, and especially Arris, will go into this type of situation without some type of preconceived idea on the 8 weeks and beyond. What do I need to see? What things do I better not see? You know, what type of red flags could come up that's going to definitely be no's for me. And so for someone who's never been in love, obviously to me, if I'm Arris, me feeling the feeling of in love at the end of the 8 weeks wouldn't be on the table if I'm serious about having a wife and moving forward in the process after the process and into a like you said, a real marriage. And so for me, if I'm Arris, me having that feeling of love, no, that wouldn't be considered at that point. But if I see someone with qualities that I'm looking for out of a wife, those things would be on the table. Is she honest? Do I see her as being a helpmeet? Do I see her as being faithful? Do I see her as having the type of value of a woman that I'm looking for at the end of the day, at the end of the 8 weeks? Those things would be on the table. And so I think when he was referring to her, or when she asked him the question, and he responded back with, to be honest with you, I don't know. No, I think you have some type of idea at the end of the 8 weeks of exactly what you're looking for, or some idea of what you're looking for at the 8 weeks for you to say yes or no.
Yeah, I just don't know. I do think he thinks he knows some of those qualities that he may be looking for, but I don't know, because I think he's out of touch with real feelings and real deep feelings and emotions. He just doesn't know where those emotions will take him. So for that and that alone, I will give him the benefit of the doubt and being honest with that.
All right,
but
so he got two benefits of the doubt.
Literally nothing else. I do try to give benefits of the doubt early, but he's working on my nerves right now. I can't do it. We want to know what y'all think, though. I mean, right now for me, Arris is just for the streets.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in any ways ready to be married. He's full of it,
yeah,
as far as I'm concerned. And I'd also, because if you guys saw that after party where he said he was trying to sort out whether or not he was attracted to her, it's giving me Chris from Chris and Paige type vibes, because don't try to sleep with her to figure out if you're attracted to her. Because at the end of that, you probably won't be. Yeah. And then you're going to hurt her feelings even more. So I really wish he would dial back, especially because of that.
Yeah. To me, I see him as being an F-boy. Not even an undercover F-boy. He's an out in the open F-boy. And how they say, when somebody tells you who they are, you better start to believe them. And so this guy is showing us, and he's showing her exactly what he's about. And the question is, can he be redeemed? Can he change? Can he be enhanced? One of those type things. But again, if she gives in to those sexual advances, it's going to be to her detriment. She's going to get more and worse. He's going to get worse.
The cheeks are getting clapped. That's all I'm going to say. It's happening. Anyway, y'all, let us know what you think. Drop those comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.